We have breaking news tonight on clashes at the highest levels of government over President Trump's executive order on separating kids from their parents at the border. And in the middle of it all, the president today seemed to suggest that the trauma of nearly 2,300 migrant children torn from their parents amounts to, and I'm quoting here, phony stories of sadness and grief. It came in a tweet, quote, "We cannot allow our country to be overrun by illegal immigrants as the Democrats tell their phony stories of sadness and grief, hoping it will help them in the elections." Phony stories of sadness and grief. Now, keeping him honest, what's odd about that is that the president has claimed a number of times how upset he was by what he's seen, and the stories of sadness and grief were allegedly real enough to him just 2 days ago when he signed that order claiming to undo the family separation policy that he himself enacted.
I consider it to be a very important executive order. It's about keeping families together while at the same time being sure that we have a very powerful, very strong border, and border security will be equal, if not greater than previously. So we're going to have strong, very strong borders, but we're going to keep the families together. I didn't like the sight or the feeling of families being separated.
So 2 days ago, the stories were real enough to take executive action. Today, they're phony. Now, a short time after tweeting that, the president hosted an event designed to portray undocumented immigrants in the harshest light possible, an event with families who have lost loved ones to violence committed by undocumented immigrants.
These are the American citizens permanently separated from their loved ones. The word permanently being the word that you have to think about, permanently. They're not separated for a day or 2 days. These are permanently separated because they were killed by criminal illegal aliens.
Now, keeping him honest, the president is clearly trying to portray the people we see being separated from their children in the worst possible light, equating them with dangerous criminals, rapists, and murderers, as he has so often done in the past. At that same gathering, the president also perpetuated the falsehood about undocumented immigrants and crime.
I always hear that, oh, no, the population's safer than the people that live in the country. You've heard that, fellas, right? You've heard that. I hear it so much, and I say, is that possible? The answer is it's not true. You hear it's like they're better people than what we have, than our citizens. It's not true.
Well, the notion that people who disagree with the president's confusing policy are arguing that undocumented immigrants are better people than American citizens, that's a false notion. It's a lie designed to anger American citizens and pit groups against one another. There are numerous studies that show undocumented immigrants do not commit more crimes, in fact, just the opposite, but that doesn't mean anyone is saying they are better than American citizens, and the president certainly knows that, but he makes this fake argument to fit the narrative of what he's trying to do, demonize people, even children. As for the possibility of some sort of action on Capitol Hill to reach a more comprehensive and less confused immigration policy, today the president told Congress to just forget about it for now. Republicans should stop wasting their time on immigration until after we elect more senators and congressmen women in November. Dems are just playing games, have no intention of doing anything to solve this decades-old problem. We can pass great legislation after the red wave.